Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip of a fat acceptance activist getting angry when somebody gave them a compliment at the gym. I guess the term, "you look great," is enough to make some people angry. We're also going to be taking a look at a few bonus clips, including one where somebody's getting angry that weight loss is marketed as self-care, and another one where somebody's talking about how they're disappointed that Torrid is closing a lot of their stores, so be sure to stick around until the end. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache.
The manager at the gym just followed me to the elliptical machine because I get on and then suddenly he's right next to me and he taps my shoulder and he says, "Hey, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. You look great." And I said, "I'm actually having health issues," as I try to put my headphone back into my ear and focus.
Okay, so instead of saying thank you for the compliment, you say, "I have health issues," and put your earphones in.
Focus on what I'm doing. And he says, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm just saying, like, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. You look great." And I said, "Please don't comment on my body."
Well, I don't know if he specifically commented on your body. He said, "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. You look great." Personally, I would take this as a nice compliment. I don't know why this would offend us.
And he said, "Oh, I'm just saying, like, whatever you're doing, keep doing it."
So he just kept reiterating this? Like, after you told him you don't like this, he just kept on saying it? Alright, this is honestly getting a little annoying now. Initially, the "you look great" was real nice, but now that you won't stop, it's not that nice anymore. It's starting to be not nice.
"You look really good." And
Alright, dang, bro.
I said, "What a weird thing to say when I just told you I'm having health issues and I also asked you not to comment on my body."
Like I said, the compliment was nice at first, but if he keeps pushing it on you when you told him you don't want it, yeah, now he's being weird.
And he said, we try to uplift people here. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying, like, keep it up." I say, "You really shouldn't comment on people's bodies, especially when they tell you not to." And he says something about, am I interested in, like, training programs at the gym and support he can offer.
Oh, this is where that was going? Oh, man. Okay, this was not just a compliment, even in the beginning after all. Bro, dude, you did all this just to sell me your personal training, man. Okay, now we see why he was so persistent and annoying with his compliments. He's trying to sell you some sort of training. "No, I just want you to know that you're doing really..." I see exactly how aggressive and annoying a lot of those personal trainers are. They're very pushy with trying to get you to take that free personal training session, because they're going to try to sell you paid sessions at the end of that, of course.
And it's all free. And I say, "I'm not interested." And finally, he leaves me alone.
It's not all free. Only the first one is free. He just personal trains people out of the goodness of his heart. He's like, "I got no bills to pay. I'm in this for free. I'm in this for the love of the game, baby."
I don't understand how to be more explicit because the words coming out of my mouth say stop.
Okay, I get that. But also, you should just see this dude for what he's trying to do, right? His intentions are to give you a compliment so he can sell you some personal training. So we shouldn't be super offended by that or internalize any of this stuff. We should just see it for what it is and just blow it off.
The body language I'm using of trying to put a headphone back in and look away say stop.
I use that move at the gym all the time. Actually, I never take my headphone out. All right, well, here's a pro tip. For anybody that goes to the gym and doesn't want to be annoyed by anybody, when somebody goes to talk to you, do not pull the headphone out to engage with them. Just point at the headphone. Be like, "I cannot hear you." See? See this? See, that means I can't hear you. Sorry, I'm going back to my workout. That's how you do that. I know it kind of sounds a little rude, maybe, but... Is it? Is that rude? There are a lot of old people at my gym, and if you don't watch out, you might get caught up in some small talk with them that lasts all day. So we have to just point at the earphone and keep walking, right? I mean, am I the only one? Like, you know the older people at your gym, you see them coming your way, and you're like, "Oh boy, here we go. Here we go into a go-nowhere conversation that lasts for 20 or 30 minutes. Oh, my God. Am I the only one that would rather perish than get caught up in one of those conversations?
My tone says stop, and I'm pissed. It is wild to me that people can be told to stop doing something that is causing me harm, and they think...
I think you should have hit him with, leave me alone. After the first time. Hey, you look great. Hey, thank you so much. Please don't comment on my body. I'm not into it. And then when he starts to comment on your body again, just be like, hey, dude, stop and go away. Just say that.
That because they believe that they're paying me a compliment, that they won't stop, even when I bring up that it's due to medical reasons. Even if you can't understand.
Well, I'm not going to talk about whatever type of issues you happen to be going through. I will say if we can't take a compliment from somebody, we might have some issues around that.
Why it's inherently problematic to compliment weight loss. To continue to do so.
Okay, so did you lose weight from some medical condition and he was a jerk for complimenting you on that?
When I told you it's due to health issues and I asked you explicitly to stop, is harassment.
If I lost weight due to health issues, I wouldn't be offended if somebody complimented me on that.
That's all it is.
It was harassment when you said, no, thank you, sir. Please kick rocks. And he just kept on like, yeah, this is getting annoying and weird. And then at the end, when you tried to sell me the personal training, it all made sense, right? Like, oh, okay, that's what this is.
And it continues to amaze me, even if it doesn't surprise me, how entitled people feel to comment on fat bodies and fat femme bodies especially. For this man to come and corner me on a piece of gym equipment and continue to speak at me about my body while I tell him not to.
Does saying you look great count as specifically commenting on your body? I guess so, right? I mean...
is just wild. It is so wrong. And I can't get over it, even if it's unsurprising. I hate it here.
Okay, well, I do agree that was really weird that guy kept on trying to give you compliments when you told him to knock it off. However, we should realize that this dude is just trying to sell a stupid product. I don't think he was trying to shame you. I think he was just giving you compliments and then trying to sell you a product, which often happens. Anytime somebody gives me a compliment, I'm like, what are you selling? What are you selling? Turns out, sometimes they're selling personal training. Like I said, the compliment was cool at first, but then when he just wouldn't stop, even though you said to knock it off, it became not cool. Not cool at all. Next.
So I don't know if many of you have seen this from Torrid. Hold on one second.
Dear Torrid family, you've probably noticed, but we're evolving. We've launched new brands, revitalizing our fashion, and as difficult as it is, closing quite a few stores. We've thoughtfully chosen which stores stay open so many of you will continue to have a store in your area. And although it's incredibly hard to shut the doors of some of our beloved stores, we're very excited for the future. So what can you expect at our stores? With fewer stores, we can reimagine and better support them. You'll see them transform into community hubs, beautiful showrooms, and service centers, all truly integrated with Torrid.com for seamless shopping. Community hubs? I think you guys are getting a little lofty with your ideas here, huh? Okay, so they're closing several Torrids. No.
So yeah, it's basically saying that Torrid is closing up a...
Torrid is closing up it? What? I think her audio just cuts off right there mid-sentence.
It's basically saying that Torrid is closing up a... And I know that a lot of us kind of joke about Torrid and
I know I joke about Torrid. Holla! Do-do-do! So that was really stupid. That was so dumb. By the way, I love where I paused it right here. I got a real knack for pausing it at just the right time. People tell me that.
About how it's not on trend, it's too expensive, and all of these things. But here's the thing, is that where I live, if I need an outfit, like I remember when my dad died and I needed a dress, Torrid was my only option.
They are often the only plus-size store in an area. I don't know why they're closing a bunch of locations. As far as I knew, the average person was growing in size. So that's not making a whole lot of sense to me.
That's it. That is the only place that carries my size. And I know there are places that go up to 3x, but if you need more than that, you have to shop online.
Okay, well, usually you can get something sent to you like the next day or the day after that, at least in my experience, which isn't even that long.
And if you have a job interview or a funeral or so many things, there are things where you need to just be able to go buy clothes.
I've never had a funeral that, like, I just had to go to tomorrow, right? Like, there's always planning involved, and it's like a week or two out or whatever. Everybody's got to get together and come to the thing. There's never, like, a surprise funeral that's happening tomorrow. I often hear fat acceptance activists reference funeral clothes. What if somebody dies? I need to hurry up and go get a funeral dress. But funerals don't just happen, like, the next day. Like, I pass away today, my funeral's tomorrow, you better hurry up and be there, or you're gonna miss it. Like, no, it's like a week or two out.
And for so many people who live in larger bodies, that's just not an option.
Living in a larger body.
As much as we rag on Torrid, it's the only option a lot of us have.
No, you can buy it online, because like I said, there's no such thing as like a surprise funeral that's happening tomorrow. There's always plenty of notice given, so. It is bizarre that Torrid is closing their stores, because everybody seems to be getting bigger and bigger with each passing year. So I don't know why Torrid would close anything. You would think they'd be expanding their stores.
For a moment, a glorious, glorious moment, Old Navy carried larger sizes in store. Now you have to go get them online.
Yeah, they hit you with the old bait and switch. Thanks, Old Navy.
And it's so hard to exist in this world in a larger body.
Yeah, if only there were something we could do.
And not because of the way I feel about my body and not because of the health of my body.
Right, so your health is good and you also feel good about your body, and the only problem is how everyone else treats you.
But because of the way people treat my body and because of the
way people treat your body. Okay, so we've made such an effort to disconnect ourselves from our body that now we're living in a larger body, and when people mistreat us, they're not mistreating us, they're mistreating our body.
People value it. Access to clothing that will fit your body, should not relegate you to the sidelines the way it does fat people. Access to medical care should not relegate you to sidelines like it does fat people. There are...
You have plenty of access to medical care. Fat acceptance activists always seem to be at the doctor's office, arguing with their doctors. So they seem to have plenty of access.
So many things that I have to stop and think about that other people don't, and that is not.
Okay, well, if we have a lot of difficulties in our lives because of our weight, there is something that we could do to address that. If we're honest with ourselves, we'll see that it's not just the way that other people treat us that's holding us back.
I haven't found out if my store, the one I live with, if it's one of the ones closing, but if it is, then here's hoping I don't have any emergencies where I need clothes, because...
I've never had an emergency in my life where I instantly needed an outfit. You know that? Like you and that other person that I cover who always needs to go to weddings and funerals always seem to have these emergency events pop up where you need an outfit. My emergencies usually require like money to fix the situation, or like I have to run over here and take this person to the hospital or something. Like I've never had a shirt related emergency. So we might just live two completely different lives. My emergencies involve like actual bad stuff happening that I need to remedy. Rarely do they involve getting a new polo, right? And what type of events require very specific type of outfits? I could wear this to a funeral. I could also wear this to a wedding. Maybe it's different if you're wearing a dress, like you would wear a black dress at a funeral and a white dress at a wedding. Okay, so get yourself one black and one white dress. Boom, you're good. Also get yourself some polos. They're good for everything.
What am I gonna do? I hate it here.
What the heck? That one ended with, I hate it here as well. Alright, well, like I said, I've never had some sort of emergency situation where I instantly needed an outfit for this event or that event. If emergencies in your life revolve around clothing and outfits, maybe your life isn't that bad. Next.
You know something that really pisses me off?
Carnies. Frickin' weirdos. Sorry, we're not going to go on the carny thing again.
Is the way in which weight loss and the pursuit of thinness is being marketed as a form of self-care.
That angers me too.
And I've seen this for months as more and more clinics and people are selling weight loss drugs as a form of self-care.
It's making you mad because calling weight loss a form of self-care implies that obesity is a lack of self-care? Is that why this is making you angry?
This is incredibly harmful for a couple of reasons. The first is that the behaviors that are being praised for people who are taking GLP-1s are the same behaviors that people in ED recovery are trying to actively recover from.
I don't know about that. People taking GLP-1s just take the GLP-1 and then they also try to eat healthy and exercise. So I don't know if that's the same type of activity that people in ED spaces are trying to recover from.
Self-care is often a taboo topic for folks in larger bodies. It's not something that is always accessible for us.
Self-care is not accessible for you? What does that mean?
And the thing that really pisses me off is the fact that we have seen self-care be a topic that is saved for thinness.
What does that mean? We've seen self-care be a topic that's saved for thinness. What? I don't know what she's on about, but she seems to be angry that people equate weight loss with health and self-care. You're angry that people say losing weight is self-care because it implies that obesity is a lack of self-care. Next.
There is no greater anxiety than a big girl waiting for a skinny bitch to fill that middle seat.
So if we're bigger, we're a big girl, and if we're skinny, we're a big. Okay. What if a larger person goes to fill that middle seat? Do you have anxiety about that? Okay, and we wrapped up the collection of clips by seeing somebody talk about the anxiety they experience when there's an empty seat next to them in the airplane. There seem to be a lot of special accommodations that we have to make because of our size. We have to worry about the airplane seat. We have to worry about funeral outfits. We have to get upset when somebody gives us a compliment, although I don't know if that was related to her weight or whatever medical condition or what. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But it seems like we have to make a lot of special accommodations and also get angry at a lot of things. I'm angry that Torrid is closing. I'm angry that weight loss is considered self-care. There's a lot of anger. So anyway, obviously I disagree with all of the aforementioned, but what do you think? Is it okay to freak out when somebody gives you a compliment at the gym? Is it ridiculous that weight loss is marketed as self-care? And how much pre-notice are you given if there's going to be a funeral so you can get an outfit? Leave a comment below. Happy Thursday, everybody. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.